The Grand Canyon isn't just an iconic geological marvel. It's an incredibly diverse ecosystem teeming with life, where survival is a daily battle. Spanning 277 miles across the unforgiving Arizona desert, this massive chasm stands as proof of nature's unrelenting forces. But what makes it more than just a stunning natural wonder? How does life thrive in this extreme environment? Did you know the Grand Canyon reaches depths of over 1 mile, 1.6 kilometers? This staggering depth creates dramatic climate differences between the rim and the canyon floor. How do these extremes shape the behavior and survival tactics of the species that call this place home? Despite its brutal climate, the Grand Canyon bursts with life even in the dead of winter. The Colorado River and towering cliffs provide refuge for creatures big and small, from the soaring California condors to the elusive mountain lions prowling the rim. But what makes this place so resilient? How do the animals manage to survive the freezing temperatures and harsh conditions that define this landscape? The coldest months can see temperatures plunge to minus 25 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 31 degrees Celsius on the canyon floor. How do these animals adapt to these extreme shifts in temperature? Do they hibernate, or do they find unique ways to stay active in these harsh conditions? Carved over 5 million years by the mighty Colorado River, the Grand Canyon offers a unique window into Earth's distant past. Its depths reveal ancient rock layers, each telling a story of a world long gone. But why is the Grand Canyon so special? How do these ancient layers shape the present-day ecosystem? The Grand Canyon exposes over 2 billion years of Earth's history through its rock layers. These ancient formations show us how life evolved and adapted, from the early microbial life forms to the large predators that roam today. What can these ancient layers teach us about the long-term effects of environmental change? In the bitter winter, female mountain lions shelter their cubs, braving freezing conditions. Every hunt becomes a life or death struggle as they search for food in the rugged terrain. But how do these apex predators manage to find prey in such a harsh landscape? What strategies do they use to survive?
Puma.
Mountain lions Puma concolor are known for their incredible strength and stealth, with a bite force that can reach 350 psi-pounds per square inch. This immense strength helps them take down prey that is often much larger than themselves, such as mule deer and elk. But how do these cats remain undetected by their prey? And what techniques ensure a successful hunt in such a tough environment? Elk, one of the largest mammals in the Grand Canyon, play a crucial role in the survival of the predators that call this place home. Their presence sustains mountain lions, providing the necessary nourishment to endure harsh winters. But what makes the elk so vulnerable in this environment? How does a successful hunt ensure survival for these elusive predators? Elk are typically larger than deer, with males weighing up to 700 pounds, 318 kilograms. Their impressive antlers can span up to 4 feet, 1.2 meters in width, making them formidable opponents for predators. However, their size can also make them a tempting target for mountain lions. How do these predators assess and stalk such a large prey species? As one of the most well-preserved national parks in the U.S., the Grand Canyon is a symbol of nature's raw beauty and power. Thanks to the efforts of President Theodore Roosevelt, the canyon was preserved for future generations, first as a national monument in 1908 and later as a national park in 1919. But why is preserving such places so important? What role does the Grand Canyon play in the broader environmental preservation efforts? It's estimated that over 5.9 million visitors come to the Grand Canyon each year, generating over $800 million in visitor spending. What does this mean for the surrounding ecosystem? How can conservation efforts balance the need for preservation with human activities that rely on these natural wonders? The Grand Canyon experiences unique weather patterns with dramatic temperature differences between the rim and the canyon floor. From scorching summers to freezing winters, these conditions constantly shape the behaviors of the animals that live here. How does the weather dictate the lives of the animals? How do species adapt to such extreme fluctuations? Temperatures at the rim of the canyon can reach over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 37 degrees Celsius in the summer, while the canyon floor can heat up to 120 degrees Fahrenheit, 49 degrees Celsius. In contrast, winter temperatures can drop well below freezing. How do animals cope with this vast range of temperatures? Do they alter their daily routines or migrate to different elevations to survive? In this challenging environment, every species has adapted in fascinating ways.
Some of the males onto a rocky dance floor.
The California condor uses thermal updrafts to soar high, while rattlesnakes of the Great Basin thrive in the fluctuating temperatures. The Kabob squirrel, found only in this region, has a symbiotic relationship with the ponderosa pine, helping to regenerate the forest. But what makes these adaptations so critical for survival? How does each creature contribute to the ecosystem's delicate balance? The California condor has a wingspan of up to 9.5 feet to 0.9 meters, making it the largest bird in North America. It uses the thermal updrafts to conserve energy while soaring high over the canyon. How does this energy-efficient flight method give it an advantage in searching for food in the vastness of the Grand Canyon? Water is the most precious resource in the Grand Canyon. Hidden springs and ancient aquifers feed streams that sustain life in this arid environment. In the face of intense summer heat and dry conditions, animals like the javelina rely on these water sources to survive. But how do these springs persist in such a dry landscape? Why is water so crucial to the survival of both plants and animals? The canyon receives an average of just 15 inches, 38 centimeters of rain annually, making water sources incredibly scarce. Yet, deep beneath the canyon surface, ancient aquifers store water that has been collected for millennia. How does this hidden water supply support life in such an arid region? But water in the Grand Canyon is not always a gentle provider. During monsoon season, powerful thunderstorms bring flash floods that surge through dry washes, reshaping the landscape and replenishing the canyon's water supply. These floods, though necessary, present great dangers to the wildlife. How do these floods impact the ecosystem? And how do animals survive the sudden onslaught of water? Flash floods in the canyon can surge at speeds of 20 to 30 miles per hour, 32 to 48 kilometers per hour, carving through the landscape and sometimes washing away everything in their path. How do animals prepare for these unpredictable events? In the autumn, the elk enter mating season. Males engage in primal battles, using their antlers to defend their territory and secure a mate. Their haunting calls echo through the canyon, signaling dominance. But how do these mating rituals tie into the survival of the species? How do predators, like the mountain lions, capitalize on this vulnerable time? Elk males can weigh up to 700 pounds, 318 kilograms, and have antlers that grow up to 4 feet, 1.2 meters wide. During mating season, these powerful animals clash in intense battles for dominance, with the sound of their antlers ringing through the canyon. How does this primal competition play into the natural cycle of life in the Grand Canyon? Survival in the Grand Canyon is a constant challenge, with mountain lions stalking the rim, waiting for a misstep from their prey. Yet, even these powerful predators must rely on scavengers like the California condor and coyotes, who ensure that nothing goes to waste. How do predators and scavengers work together to maintain balance? What role does each species play in the web of life? Mountain lions, with their powerful bite force of 350 psi, are stealthy predators that rely on the element of surprise to take down their prey. But how do they maintain the balance of life by also feeding scavengers like coyotes and condors? Does this intricate web of predator and prey help the entire ecosystem thrive? The Grand Canyon is more than just a breathtaking natural wonder. It is a living example of the importance of conservation. As human activity continues to threaten natural habitats worldwide, the Grand Canyon stands as a symbol of resilience. But how can we ensure that places like the Grand Canyon continue to thrive? What role do we all play in preserving such invaluable ecosystems? With over 5.9 million visitors annually, the Grand Canyon faces a delicate balance between conservation and tourism. How do we mitigate the impact of human presence on this fragile ecosystem while still allowing people to experience its awe-inspiring beauty? The Grand Canyon teaches us a crucial lesson. The survival of nature is intricately tied to our conservation efforts. By protecting places like this, we ensure that future generations can experience its beauty and continue to study the resilience of life in extreme conditions. But what will happen if we don't?